We're 2 minutes away from a live Earth Day yoga practice. Power yoga with me. I'm NikkiFitness, Nicole Glore. My shirt, it might be backwards for you guys, but it says love because we're going to celebrate our love for Earth today. So I want to say, first of all, thank you to Prevention Magazine for having us, and to all the first responders out there. I know we're all in quarantine and we're not getting a lot of nature, so that's all the more reason to celebrate it today and really just think about it during our practice. And I want to thank anybody who, has been feeling sick. I hope you're all healthy. I hope you're all happy. I also would like to say happy birthday to Courtney and Sarah, who are joining us today. It's hard to celebrate a birthday during a quarantine, so we're celebrating with Mother Nature, and we can all find new ways to celebrate things. So back to Earth Day. This is a 30-minute power yoga earth-related practice. So we'll be doing mantras that have to do with celebrating nature. And we'll be doing poses that have to do with either locations in nature or animals or other imagery. So tell your friends, 30 minutes, it's free. So what better way to work out right now, right? Text them all, tell them to join us. We're starting in just about 30 seconds. And if you're just joining us now, I'm Nicole Glore from NikkiFitness. You might know me from my 13 videos, from everything from boot camp to working out with kids to walking workouts for anti-aging to power yoga. So all sorts of videos I have on my NikkiFitness app. It's Nikki Fitness in the App Store. But today we're doing something very special, and that's celebrating Earth Day. Thank you so much to Prevention Magazine for having me. They have such great content during this quarantine to give us quarantine calm. So today what we're going to be doing in the next 30 minutes is thinking about taking care of ourselves and the planet. We are going to celebrate nature with a grounding warm-up on all fours. We'll be doing a sunrise pose in cat-cow. We'll be doing sun salutations in something called sunflowers, which you might not be familiar with. It's part of my special Earth Day warm-up. Then we'll do crescent lunge and other moon poses like balancing half moon. We'll be rooting down in tree pose. Flying pigeon will be one of our bird poses, and lizard will do a lot of hip opening today. So that's lizard, that's also flying pigeon, and it happens to be frog pose. We'll do 2 different versions of frogs, standing and sitting down. Then wild thing pose, which is one of my favorites. We'll get to flip over and really open our hearts to the earth. So now let's just get started. Again, if you're just joining us, I'm NikkiFitness for Prevention Magazine, Earth Day, Hip Opening Power Yoga. Let's get centered and let's get started. Take a deep inhale and close the eyes. You can open your hands right on your knees. Maybe find a mudra. Lotus mudra looks like this, so that could be a special Earth Day mudra. On every inhale, we'll tighten the back of our throat while we inhale through the nose. 8 seconds on the inhale and 8 seconds on the exhale. That might sound like a long time, but we're just going to try to really slow the breath down. That's the first part of yoga. If you don't do any poses today and you just sit here and watch and breathe, that's doing yoga. On the inhale through the nose, our eyes closed, we'll lift our shoulders to the sky. And on the exhale, as we tighten our throat, hearing the ocean wave ujjayi breath, we'll take our shoulders down and back. Forward and up again. And down and back. Keeping the eyes closed, let's reach the arms to the sky overhead, a sitting sun salutation. And as we bring our hands to heart center on the exhale, let's think of our intention for our practice today. My intention is to celebrate and honor nature. One more deep breath in, reaching the arms to the sky. And on the exhale, open the eyes and come up to your mat, coming forward, crossing the legs, and beginning our cat-cow. I'm on my sun porch today, which is not the best lighting, but I wanted to really celebrate nature, to really feel like we're here and present. Let's inhale into cow. And exhale into cat. We're rounding the back, dropping the head. Inhaling into cow. Thinking about all the glorious animals on this earth. And exhale into cat. Maybe giving some honor to our pets as well. Inhale one more time, cow. And exhaling into cat. Now I mentioned our yoga flow for Earth Day would involve some hip openers. So let's take one leg, I'm taking my left leg and we're circling it. The circle of life, circling out our hips in a clockwise direction on the inhale, and then reverse counterclockwise on the exhale. And let's switch sides. Inhaling counterclockwise now with the right leg, so knee forward and then back. Warming up those hip joints, and then the opposite direction. Creating a circle just like our planet. Inhaling back to cat and cow. Ha. The next move I call this sunrise. You might also know it as gate pose. We're turning onto the side. I'm on my right knee with the left hand to the sky. We're going to use our obliques right here and lift up like the sunrise coming out of the horizon. Exhale to lower. This is warming us up for planks later on. Inhale. If you're just joining us, I'm Nicole Glore from NikkiFitness, Earth Day Power Yoga. So I'm out of my normal studio where I shoot the NikkiFitness videos, and we're on my sun porch. Exhale, we're celebrating Mother Nature. And let's bring the hands down. Same thing other side. I'm going to show you how it looks on the back. We're going to take our arm to the sky. Inhale. On the exhale, we lift up. The knees down. Our arms are on the horizon, and we lower. Do that 3 more times, and we're going to introduce, with our Ujjayi, 8-second long, inhale and exhale. Introduce our first mantra, which is let go. So how can we let go of any practices we have that don't celebrate the earth? Come back down to all fours. Something just think about now and maybe after your practice today. So inhale, let. Exhale, go. And now my favorite part in nature is the beach. So we're going to come forward like an ocean wave crashing onto the shore, and then exhale, sitting back in the sand as if the ocean wave is receding away. 2 more times. Inhaling forward. The breath is the ocean wave as well. Our Ujjayi breathing, we're tightening the back of the throat. Exhale to lower. It sounds just like waves crashing onto the shore. My happy place. Exhale and lower. Think about what your happy place is on the earth. Is it sitting by the stream? Is it walking through Central Park or another park where you live if you're, in an urban area? I'm about 40 minutes outside of New York City, but I lived in New York for years. Exhaling 1 more time. Inhale. So I always craved nature, and I always wanted to live near Central Park when I lived there. Next up, we're going to warm up the upper body, lowering down all the way. And now we'll do a baby cobra, another animal. Exhale to lower. Inhale, nice and slow, calming. You guys might have had a rough day today, whether it's homeschooling or having to work as an essential worker, or just being stuck at home and going stir crazy. So this is your time to honor yourself and honor the earth. Baby Cobra strengthens the low back. We have 1 more on the inhale. So you feel all the strengthening happening here. And exhale. Now later on when we do up dog, Baby Cobra is your modification. And kneeling plank is your modification for full plank. Let's come back up and find our first down dog. We're going to get powerful real soon. Those of you that know me, I'm like a jump tuck, booty camp kind of person. So don't worry if it started out a little bit calm for you. I wanted to calm us down after our crazy days. We're walking the dog. 1 heel and the other knee bends. And then just settle down. Let your ankles be anchors and let your fingers spread like starfish in the sand. Isn't a starfish like a miraculous animal? It's amazing what nature creates. We're going to take our right leg to the sky and then bend the knee to open up the hip. So our right leg is high, the knee is the highest point, and the hip is pointing towards the sidewall, or for me, out the window. And then your right heel reaches towards your left glutes. Keep equal weight in the hands. And then we'll step through, and we'll modify with low lunge starting out. If you want to modify today, later on, you'll always keep the knee low. If you're taking it bigger for more power, you're gonna keep the knee high. Inhaling here to crescent lunge. Your body should look like a crescent moon. From your hands to your leg. On the exhale, we step forward. Keeping the knees soft on the first sun salutation. Inhale, flat back, press shins to activate the upper back muscles. And exhale to let it go. Inhale, reverse swan dive to the sky. Or if you're thinking you're still on a beach, maybe it's a seagull. And then exhale into chair. On chair, we drop the back a little bit. So it's more like a cow than a cat pose. Inhale here. Notice we warmed up the back. We warmed up the arms with those little push-ups. And now we're warming up the legs with the chair pose. Inhaling here. It's always great to have a very safe, involved warm-up before you hit poses like Wild Thing, which we're going to get soon. Inhale one more time. Keeping that deep ocean wave ujjayi breath. Bringing your intention to celebrate nature into your heart. From here, like a diving board, we'll swan dive right to the ground. Inhale, flat back. Legs can be a little bit straighter. On the exhale, take the same leg, the right leg, back, low lunge. We stepped our right leg forward before, and now with it back, we're working the other side hip flexor. Inhaling and flowing through our vinyasa. This time, you have the option of the high plank, chaturanga dandasana. You have the option to hover instead of lay down. You have the option of up dog instead of baby cobra, keeping the knees off the ground. And I'm going to give you a bigger option, power push-up between up dog and down dog. Inhale deep. Exhale slow and reconnect with your intention today. And if you're just joining us, I'm NikkiFitness, Nicole Glore for Prevention Magazine, and we are doing Earth Day Power Yoga, hip opening flow, 30 minutes. On the next inhale, we'll take the left leg to the sky. Three-legged dog, Ekapada, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And exhale to step through. This time the option is a high crescent lunge. Taking the arms to the sky. Inhale. Think about our mantra of letting go of anything that you do that does not serve the earth. My kids with homeschooling had an assignment. Inhale, flat back. Of what 5 things could you change to celebrate the earth and treat the earth a little better? And I think that's a great assignment for all of us. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Mountain pose. What's your favorite mountain on earth? Think of it. Exhale, sit into chair, warming up the legs even more. Maybe it's the magnificence of autumn, with autumn leaves and like a New Hampshire mountain. Or maybe it's the Rocky Mountains, depending on where you live. Exhale, forward fold. We're doing one breath, one movement. So when we move into our flat back, we inhale. When we step our left leg back, we exhale. Ha. In and out through the nose, long, slow, deep breaths. Inhale the arms to the sky, crescent lunge, celebrating the moon. And exhale, flow. You are vinyasa. Sitting into our down dog, lifting that leg on the left, bending the knee, really opening the hip here. Very nice. Now I'm going to change sides. You're going to stay here and step your left foot forward. So I'm going to take it on the other side so I don't have my back to you. Stepping your left foot forward. We're going to come into peaceful warrior. Looking up at the top hand. If you're just joining us, thank you. It's 30 minutes of power yoga to celebrate the earth. And I didn't want to do any powerful warriors today. I wanted to be peaceful warriors because as humans, we should be peaceful and kind to the earth. No pressure on the back leg. Knee is deeply bent. So if you're up here, can you get a little lower? And then let's interlace the fingers. Humble warrior to honor the planet. So here, the left arm is inside the left leg. The front knee is over the ankle, not past the toe to stay safe. One more breath here. This is a little bit of a heart opener too. We're opening our shoulders and our chest. Keeping that deep ocean wave breath going. And then coming back up, let's do our sunflowers. Inhaling here, you're thinking about having crayons on your fingers and coming into a plie squat. So you're drawing a sunflower on the wall in front of you. Yellow crayons on those fingers. I promise I didn't come up with this through homeschooling. This is an actual pose I've been doing for years. Part of a great warm-up, working the inner thighs, glutes, quads. Inhaling, exhaling. And now other side, we'll do that peaceful warrior. So I'm just turning this way. You're gonna step your right leg in front towards the camera, towards your phone. Here we go, right leg is forward, peaceful warrior, inhale. We're taking a little bit more time on the first few poses, and then we're gonna flow one breath, one movement. So we'll go a little faster. We'll inhale to hold the pose, and we'll exhale to change and transition. And now humble warrior, interlacing the fingers behind us and bowing, right arm next to the right leg. And I said last week when we did our heart opening pose for prevention and our practice for prevention, I said that, you know, as long as the sun is able to rise and the birds are chirping, I don't know if you can hear them out here, I can hear them, and the chipmunks are running around and the grass is growing, everything's gonna be okay with this quarantine and what we're going through right now. One more breath here, and find our sunflowers once more. Ocean wave, Ujjayi breath. And just because it's power yoga doesn't mean you have to have a quick, shallow breath. It should be nice and slow and deliberate. Now we have a new mantra. Moving on from let go. Our new mantra is go with flow. As we flow from those poses and add some more. So let's find left leg forward, peaceful warrior. Inhale. On the exhale, interlace the fingers and find humble warrior. Kind of a yoga dance. Our flow here. Inhale to hold the pose. On the exhale, we'll find lizard pose, taking both hands inside the foot. So it goes right hand, left hand foot. Take it down here. Turn the hips down towards the floor. This is a great opportunity to use a block under your forearms, if you'd like. If you can reach, you can bring your arms all the way down. This is our hip opener here. One of several, we've already done a few. Inhale. Exhale. It's our first time in lizard, so we're really gonna hold it and dig into that hip. We hold a lot of emotion in our hips, and this is an emotional time. So let's melt away the stress, melts away the tension in the body and in the hips. If you'd like, you can also experiment with bringing the knee down. One more deep breath here. And we're gonna twist our lunge. So come back up onto the hands and take the left arm to the sky. Left leg is forward, the left arm goes to the sky. Give a little sun salutation to the sun here. And be grateful for the moon, the stars, the clouds even, for the rain, all of the amazing things that nature gives us. There's no better place to be than here. On the exhale, you can take your hand down and have now your foot in between the two hands. We're going to come back, taking that left foot to the sky, bending the knee, and if wild thing is too much for you, you're going to stay right here. Just listen to yourself. There's no judgment or competition. If you want to do wild thing, think of your top foot as having a cinder block tied to it. And you're going to drop it off your mat and open up to the sky. So the right leg is straight, the left leg is bent. We're reaching our left arm overhead. Hips to the sky, open the heart. Say, thank you, Earth. Let's all be kind and go with the flow. To get out of this, we'll circle that arm and flip back over, kicking the left leg high, and come down. Let's flow through vinyasa here, getting some power. Remembering your modifications. Up dog, inhale. Exhale, power push-up to down dog. And if you need to take a child's pose here, take a child's pose. I like to say every time we're in down dog, we honor our body, we check in. We think about what our intention was. Are we accomplishing the intention? Is our mind drifting? Maybe we can breathe away any distractions. So breathe in your down dog. Next up, I'm going to turn. You're going to lift your right leg to the sky. You're going to step it through and peaceful warrior, right leg in front. On the exhale, we're going to find our humble warrior. And if you accidentally did the other leg, just switch it up. You'll remember. And then we'll take both hands down. There's no accidents in yoga, just go with the flow, right? And then you can either bring your knee down and curl the toe or stay up, maybe use blocks underneath your forearms. And find a lizard. Lizard, a lovely animal, and I like that. Whenever I see a lizard, that means I'm in warm weather. Inhale deep, exhale throw. We're here for 3 breaths. If you're just joining us, thank you so much for coming. Thank you to Prevention Magazine for having me. This is Earth Day Hip Opening Power Yoga. We have lots of animals and earth-related imagery today. And our mantras were let go, letting go of any practices that don't serve the earth, going with the flow with our practice. Next up, let's come up to our hands. Root down. I love that. Rooting down with the left hand. Take the right arm to the sky. This is a hip opener too. We're stretching out our right leg. As our right arm goes to the sky, we're rooting down the left arm. 3 breaths here. I mentioned I have 13 videos in my NikkiFitness app. I did booty camp yesterday, the routine. I really need the hip opening today. I'm so sore. Guaranteed to be sore. From here, let's bring that top arm down. I'm going to step into our wild thing. Right leg kicks back. 3-legged dog. Bend it. You can stay here in hip opener or drop down, open the hips to the sky, wild thing. Celebrating all the wild things in the woods, in any different kind of climate. Think about the majesty of elephants and giraffes even. Inhale deep, listen to the noises of nature around you if you're outside. And then flip it back around. So if you're somewhere warm, I encourage you to just take this phone or iPad and go outside. Come back to your down dog. Here it's a little too cold to be outside. Maybe next time. From here, on your next inhale, take the leg forward. So right leg or left leg, does not matter. We're going to come to the center of our mat and rise up into star pose. Inhale deep, exhale slow. Think about being present now, under the stars. And then let's come down to goddess pose. The goddess of Mother Earth. Goddess pose is like a plie squat. Feel the strength building in the legs. Your heart's probably beating a little hard. You're breathing hard. We're dropping the hips. So we like to get, instead of arching, dropping. Bringing the ribs and the hips closer together. Balancing half moon is next, and I'm going to demo with a block. So now's your time to get a block, if you like. You'll put the block just at the edge of your mat, about 12 inches away from your front foot. We'll sweep the right arm towards a left lunge, and then get our courage up and come into balancing half moon, putting the left arm on the block and opening the right hip. And I might need to move this a little so I can stay in camera. But we're going to go with the flow, right? And be present. So the block is under my left hand. The right foot is flexed and the toes are pointing towards you. And if you'd like to take this further, we're going to press with all our might into the back foot. In balancing half moon, Ardha Chandrasana, and let go of that hand off the block. If you're really pressing into the foot, you can. Believe in yourself. And then we're going to come back down to goddess. If you needed the block, you'll put it on the other side. Breathe and be present in goddess. And if you're just joining me, normally I'm in the studio with awesome lighting, but I thought it was more important for nature to be in the foreground today. So I know I'm a little bit dark, but it's okay. Our souls are bright, right? If you feel anything you need to wiggle out, you can always do that. Go with the flow. Let's do balancing half moon on the other side. Lifting up here. In our high lunge, our right leg is forward. So it's okay, you can switch them out if you got it mixed up. I'm going to move back just so you can see me, and we're going to take off, get all the courage, get all the reverence for the moon, and take off. So the right hand reaches to the sky, the left foot presses back with the flexed foot. The goal is to have the head, hips, and heel in one straight line. So if you're not using a block, breathe. Find your drishti, something to stare at on the floor that's not moving. And then when you come out of it, bend the knee gently and come into your goddess. Let's do standing frog. This is another hip opener. For standing frog, you're going to come down like you're in goddess, but your hands are on the floor. Then bend your elbows and let your knees, just above your knees, rest on your elbows and triceps. And just surrender here. I mentioned that we hold a lot of emotion in our hips, and this is going to just let us release and let go. Go back to the Ujjayi breath, the ocean waves. Tightening the back of the throat, inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Being present with the noises around us. And sending some love to the earth. Begin to straighten the legs, hands at the hips, and come up straight. Very nice. Moving on to standing balances and moving on to our third mantra. Our first was let go, then it was go with the flow. Now it's be present. Tree pose. Taking our right leg up, you can start here with your toe on the ground or on the calf. We'll avoid the knee joint for safety, and then, if we need to, we can go all the way high, pressing into the thigh. The foot presses into the leg as much as the leg presses into the foot. Press the hands equally. Think about all of the trees that have given you comfort in life. Whether you sat up against them and meditated, or done some forest bathing, walking through the woods, or leaf peeped, enjoying their beautiful colors. Or maybe if you're a beach lover, like I am, you want to do a palm tree by interlacing your fingers and taking your palms to the sky. You can also do a mudra and open your branches by dropping the shoulders. So we want to keep the shoulders from going here, being stressed. Let's take them down. And bring it together. Amazing. Let's try that on the other side. Focusing our drishti on something that's not moving in front of us. Focusing on the breath, taking time out for ourselves to honor our bodies and to honor nature. And then any variation you'd like. If you want to make it super challenging, you can even close your eyes. Being so thankful for everything around us in the world. Not taking it for granted. And then bring the arms down. Slowly come out of it. Our arm balance today is a little bit of a challenge. You can do crow if you'd like something less challenging. If you want a challenge for power yoga, for a hip opener, it's balancing flying pigeon. We start with a figure four. Right leg crosses over and you sit low. You'll want some spots in your mat in front of you so you can put your hands down later. Coming into just basic figure four, you can also just stay here. This is a great hip opener. Feels really good to me right now from all the booty camp workout I did yesterday. And then if you want to go further to an arm balance, all the power push-ups we did are going to pay off. We're going to take our hands to the floor, bend the arms like we did in chaturanga, and take the right toes around our left tricep. Bend the knees deeply and look above your fingertips. Then maybe we take the back leg off. We can flow through our vinyasa after this. It's super challenging to kick back, but give it a try. 1, 2, 3, kick back and flow through your vinyasa. Putting the power in power yoga. But the earth is powerful, so we should honor it with a big workout today. Inhale deep and exhale slow in our down dog. Bend our knees deeply like a lion, thinking again of those African animals that are so amazing. And walk or pounce forward. Inhale. Exhale. Lower. Inhale. Reverse swan up to mountain pose. Again, thinking of your favorite mountain. The wind picked up. I was wondering what that noise was. Exhale. Even giving thanks for the wind. I love the breeze going through the leaves. Try this on the other side. Left leg comes up and crosses over. Sitting low. If you have slippery pants on, it's a little challenging like I did. Oops. We're going to really think about opening through the hip right here in standing figure four. We're like 5 minutes from being done. Can you believe how time flies? Let's take the arms to the ground. Speaking of time flying, this is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day. Chaturanga, arms, wrap the left toes around the right triceps. Lifting the back toe, looking above your fingers. Core engaged. Flying pigeon for all of you city dwellers. And then kick it back and flow. It's okay if you come to the hand and knees and just go into child's pose. No judgment. Ah, yes. Into our down dog. Now let's get a little bit easier. We're going to come into our plank and lower all the way down to the ground. All the way down. Yay. Shalabhasana. This is my favorite pose. We're going to take our hands behind us and lift up. Low back working. The glutes are also working and the hamstrings. We're opening through the heart. You can even interlace the fingers and let some sunshine come down into your heart. Saying thank you to the planet. Inhale deep. Exhale slow. And bring it down. A little something for the core. Root the right hand down. Turn onto the side for tree plank. To modify this, bottom knee down. Working on those obliques that we warmed up in our sunrise pose. Send some honor to the sky, to the clouds, the stars, the moon, and the sun. And switch sides. So hands into high plank. You can also modify this, by the way, by going on your forearm. And let's switch sides. Root down into the ground. Feel grounded in your tree plank. Inhale. And exhale, slow Ujjayi ocean wave breaths. And lower down into high plank. Hold this for just a few moments. Bringing the knees down. Crossing the ankles. One more thing to do. Our inversion. Rainbow. What would Earth Day be without a rainbow? So let's try rainbow. It's a wheel pose. If you'd like to modify, you'll do bridge instead. Bridge is laying down flat, lifting the hips up. Maybe even taking the fingertips underneath you and taking the shoulders underneath. Stay here or go into wheel by flipping the hands. Fingertips point towards the toes. Happy. And lowering down, bringing the knees in. Shalabhasana time. Oh, Savasana time, excuse me. Hug the knees in. Lower the legs. Close the eyes. Notice your heartbeat. We're going to stay here for about 3 minutes. Meditation time. Now think about as you lay here, your heart beating without you ever asking it to. And how the earth spins and the sun rises without you ever asking it to. Inhale deep and exhale slow. Let's repeat our mantras. Inhale, let, and exhale, go. Letting go of anything that we do that doesn't serve the earth. Are there 5 things we can start today or tomorrow to be even better recyclers and less of a consumer? Inhale, go, and exhale with the flow. So if Mother Nature gets in our way with a snowstorm or something like that, we just go with the flow and be thankful. Then being present, noticing everything around us, from the grass rooting up through our feet, being able to take picnics, sitting by a stream to meditate, going to a lake or the ocean, hiking through the forest and forest bathing, really taking time to have a walking meditation. Going on active vacations like to the Grand Canyon and the Great Lakes and perhaps the safaris of Africa and other things around the world. Caribbean, for example. Then being grateful for all that we've discussed today, all the things that Mother Nature does for us every day. Pausing and looking around to see how astonishing our planet is. Being present. Being grateful for the miracle in every plant and every creature. Final mantra I'd like to leave us with today is inhale, be, exhale, sunshine. Maybe we shift our awareness and do things like trying out being vegan, bringing light to the planet, thinking of it as fragile and precious, and having that sunshine in your heart spread to those around you. Because what you do will affect others, and you'll be a good influence on them. So you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most. Being sunshine means thinking of your favorite flower. For me in spring, it's lilacs. Rooting down in that sand at the beach, looking at the puffy clouds, or relishing the blue of the sky when it's sunny. Thinking of the sounds of the birds and the waves and flowing rivers, the beauty of a seashell or a butterfly. And in being sunshine, let's slowly wiggle our fingers and toes like rays of the sun. Bring our knees into our chest. And gently, slowly fall off onto our right side. And it's okay if you want to stay in Shavasana longer. That's the best part. As we're laying on our right side with our right arm as a pillow, we inhale deeply and exhale slowly. And then with the strength of our top left arm, with the strength that we have getting through our quarantine, we push up to a comfortable seated position, keeping the eyes closed and the face soft, and our hands at heart center. My final Earth Day meditation for you is a quote by Albert Einstein. I meditate every day. This was on my Calm app today. There are 2 ways to live: as if nothing is a miracle, or as if everything is a miracle. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. I'm NikkiFitness. You can follow me on Instagram and do my 13 videos on the NikkiFitness app. Find me again next week on prevention. And
Just a
Namaste.
minute.
May every day be Earth Day. The light in me shines through the light in you.